Yes, you saw that correctly. We have changed this marble's shape.
It's just something that turns your marble and it converts it into a square, a pentagon, a heptagon, whatever you want it to be.
Most marble races in Algodoo include marbles, and those marbles are usually shaped as a circle. However, other shapes like squares and triangles aren't used as often because they won't roll. They also don't fit tubes as easily because some of the sides on these polygons are longer than others. However, they do have their uses, and some people like Mikan have incorporated them into their marble races. If you wanted to know how to do these, but simply didn't understand how to do it in Algodoo, BamBegan78 shows you how to do it, but in a shorter video.
First things first, we need a maker pad. The next thing, we need to make a place where the marbles will generate. And this can be where you want, but I'm gonna make it over here for now. And there's a reason I'm doing this, and you'll see in just a second. Now, to customize the pad. Now, we cannot directly change the body variable of the marble, and if we even could, that would be even harder, because body is different for different colors, and we couldn't even change the tracers at that point, because the tracers don't collide. There, in fact, is a way to change the tracers, but it's really advanced. So, how we're going to do this is we're going to destroy the marble that touches it, and create a new marble. We can use the function scene.addBox, and then we'll include our two angle brackets. Now let's see what this does first of all. That was unprecedented. Whenever you generate a box without any parameters, it generates the defaults. So it just generates a 1 meter by 1 meter box at the position 0, 0. And the reason it was generating so many boxes, if I extend this over here by 1, you'll see what happens. More boxes generate. That's just because whenever a box falls down, it touches this pad. Well, if we keep it to here, it won't do that. And now, the next step, we need to define our parameters. So scene.addBox, and we'll say color equals e.other.color. But now, okay, that's good. Now let's test it. Wait, why did that box turn red? Well, that's because color equals e.other.color. It's not only setting the new box, it's also setting this box. To fix this, we need to put a colon in front of this. Well, what happens if you want to customize this? So I will show you how to customize it right after. Okay, now that that's fixed, we can go size equals, because if we take a look at this object size, we can see it's 0.25, 0.0625, since it's a quarter. That's how big my pads usually are. So if we extend the smaller number 4 times, we can get the size of the box we want. Size equals to 0.25, 0.25. And this is one of the things you'll need to change. And again, we have to remember to put that colon in. Better now. But there are still multiple red boxes. So we need to change that. And outside of the scene.addBox function, we'll need to say e.other.time to live equals to 0. So now it will kill that object and instead spawn another red box. Now, we want to spawn it to this. And keep in mind, scene.my.post1 is what that was. So we'll just need to say POS equals to scene.my.post1. Yep, and then what's even worse was I forgot to include the colon. Perfect. Now we may be asking, what about tracers? And see, the code for adding a tracer is not scene.addTracer. It's scene.addPen. So we'll need to use scene.addPen. But first, we need to take note of one thing. The tracer has 2 very important variables that we need to define. One of them is position. The second one is geom. Geom is the object, geom ID of the object that's attached to. But here's the thing, a different colored object will have a different geom ID. For example, if we take a look at this red circles, red marble geom ID, we see that it's 15. But if we clone the red marble and we set the color to cyan, now we see that the geom ID is 4140. That's a big difference. So that's why we need to set another variable in here. And we don't need to be a global variable. We just need it to be a variable inside on collide. I'm going to type new box. This is just a variable. Colon equals to scene.add box. So new box will be that box that's created. Now we will use a scene.add_pen function. .add pen. Go back into those brackets and we'll type gem equals to new box dot geom id, and then we'll type another thing saying post equals to new box dot pus. Now that's fine, but we still have a lot of work to do on this tracer because we need to set the size. And keep in mind, tracers don't have a radius, they have a size. So we're going to have to set size, and size is the diameter. So we'll set size to 0.25. In addition to this, we'll be setting color. Okay. Colon, we have to run the colon. And then now, perfect. But we note that the tracer's in front, so we'll just need to set Z depth there. But now you notice that tracer is forever. So we'll need to set another variable in the tracer, and we'll need to say fade time equals 0.20. Perfect.
Now you know how to transform your models into squares. You might be wondering how to transform into other polygons like triangles and pentagons. For more information on that, check BAMPAGAN78's full tutorial right here, where he also shows you how to do triangles and many other polygons.